almost came to the brink of his final time. So we have to be careful. In the mind, whatever subject you are doing, you are actually surrendering to that subject. You will become a servant of that. Mind is always like a master. And Krishna says, if you don't control the mind, it's a worst master. Very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. Mind is. And once you spin and spin and spin and spending time on any particular subject, you are becoming subservient to that subject. If it is a person, you are surrendering to. Even if you are hating somebody, still you are actually becoming a servant. So, mind is very extremely powerful. And each person has his own way of these concoctions, where he wants to spend time. Everybody spends time. Prabhupada says everyone is compact in his thought. Compact means he is caught up. That's all. There is a boundary within which he goes on thinking. They cannot even come out of it. They don't know that there is a subject matter which will take him out of all this. I have no idea. Though so compact, and they will move within that only. They cannot come out of it. Like one day in front of the office, I was seated on the chair, trying to get some sun rays and all that. Then when I sat, I saw just in front of me, there a big group of some kitas going on here. Initially I thought they are coming towards me, but actually I found that they are going in circles, but they are not coming anywhere closer to me. I was seated there for next half an hour or so, chanting my rounds and all that. There's big Akashis there all around. They are not moving. They have some routine or some ritual, we don't know. Like that. Next hours together, they are there only. So difficult to cross. So sometimes we think, we have freedom in mind. Actually, illusory it is. It is catching you up in, a certain standard patterns of thinking, which we call it as habit. So anyway, coming back to this manogati, concoction ability of the mind is extremely serious matter. We have to be very careful. One famous concoction which is there in everybody. Each person concocts in his own way, but there is one famous concoction which is there in everybody is the value that they give to sex life. Every conditioned soul, particularly in this age, they give so much value to this sex life. How can you say so much value? You see how much time he spends on sex in his mind. Outside people, they have no other business. Always go on spinning that. Of course, somebody did a survey. What do Indians think most? Indians. Then they found there are two topics. One is sex and one is politics. What this man said, what that man said. That politician said, this politician said. So beware of the subject which is taking lot of time in your mind, beware. You will become dasa of that subject. So, the value of the sex here in Bhagavatam is tucham, supposed to be 1 paisa, but that's been given value of a crore. Look at where is 1 paisa and where is 1 crore. This unnecessary inflation of the value has made family lives havoc. It created a havoc in family lives. With great expectations, these families will begin, and when they see that the actual value is only 1 paisa, then immediately they want divorce and this and that. So this is the danger. If we give too much value to a particular issue, a particular challenge, a particular topic, beyond what it actually deserves, it is unnecessary waste of time, and also it will create havoc. So that's why this manogata, concoction tendency has to be clearly understood. A very dangerous thing it is. That's why Krishna says, don't allow it to become your enemy. So that's why here Brahmaji, he was such an exalted person. He could come out of his concoction tendency and then somehow started meditating on the Supreme. So as soon as he started meditating on the Supreme Lord, Prabhupada explains, since it's a self-surrender, Krishna agreed to be visible. The Supreme Lord agreed to become visible. See, you can approach Krishna, the original source, according to the terms that the original source decides. If you want to come to my office, I decide how you should come. Similarly, every HOD is there, let us say. He decides how the things should happen in his department. It's natural. Like in one of the neighboring states, we used to interact with the government. There was a previous government, and let us say the chief minister has to come. We used to see certain arrangements in a certain way. And let us say government changes, and then a new chief minister comes, and then you will see if he has to come, then the arrangements will be different, completely different sometimes. How is it? Please understand, he is a person, a conscious being. No, previously you said this route is okay. Now why are you changing again? Let us say the previous one is interested in say meditation. New one is, I'm just saying, they will have some levels of security and this. There is a process, and the process is exclusively dependent on the chief minister. It is dependent on chief minister. But because here chief ministers change, the process is not stable. But since the Supreme Lord is without any second, there is no competition, he remains, his process remains eternally. So that's why that process is non-different from him. Whatever Krishna creates, it is not different from him. It reflects his nature. The systems which we found in this world, the various laws and material laws and all that, they are not different from Krishna. Idam hi vishwam bhagavan ivetaro. The whole universal structure and phenomena, everything is not different from him. Because he has put in all this in place. And that's all. Nobody else to come there and change all these things. No, this is all not good. No, there is no such competition to Krishna. But the nature that we perceive in this world is his external nature. That is his external nature, which is called external energy of the Supreme Lord. Okay, so Brahma, by here this example, he is showing us what is the process that we have to follow to reach Krishna. And Krishna mentions that, he says, Bhaktya mam abhijanati. Only by the process of bhakti you can reach me. And when Krishna says that, it is not that one cannot doubt, why only bhakti. Let us say if somebody wants to come to my office, they cannot say, why I have to come like this, I'll come from side door. No, if you want to see me, you have to come that way only. Why? Because I am a person. If it is instead of person on my seat, let us say there is one stone. You come this way, that way, that way. That doesn't matter. Doesn't make any difference. So, this is a very important person. So, Krishna, let us see what he says in the 11th canto. He says, Na sadayati mam yogo. Nobody can satisfy me by yoga. This yogasanas, pranayam, all those things. Na sadayati mam yogo. Na sankhyam. By analyzing this material world in terms of 25, 26 elements. Dharma means this varnashrama. Uddhava, na swadhyaya, reading Vedas on their own. Tapaha, by severe austerities. Somebody will simply decide, every Tuesday or every Wednesday or Thursday, I will do some fasting and all that. They will not get any benefit. Tyagaha, by renouncing. Yatha bhakti mama urjita. Clearly mentioning all the processes that the human being attempts in order to achieve the Supreme. He is saying they will not be satisfying to me. I'll just read the translation. The Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna said, My dear Uddhava, neither through Ashtanga Yoga, bracket, the mystic yoga system to control the senses, nor through impersonal monism or an analytical study of the absolute truth, nor through study of the Vedas, nor through practice of austerities, nor through charity, nor through acceptance of sannyas can one satisfy me, as much as one can by developing unalloyed devotional service unto me. So, Bhaktya mam abhijanati and this Uddhava Gita, Arjuna Gita, Uddhava Gita, both, where Krishna is clearly mentioning that no other process can satisfy me, only unalloyed devotional service, which is practiced under an unalloyed devotee like Srila Prabhupada. Then only it is possible to satisfy Krishna. Any questions?